Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday, wherever you are in the world, and whether it's morning or afternoon or evening. I am so very glad you can join us today. Every time we meet, it's so incredibly special. Uh, when we join our energies together, we it's kind of a discovery to see what we explore and what comes up and what animals want us to know. They always will give me a heads up on what I'm to talk about next. So then your animals join in, and it's a crowded room. It's like the best crowded room ever. So as you come in, please say hello. And it's good to see you, Carol. And Coco, good to see you. And if you're new, let me know. I'm grateful that you found your way here. And I always tell people the animals always lead us wherever we're going to go anyway. We're very, very guided by our animals and by the collective because as the world shifts and changes, the animals have an even greater purpose and responsibility with humans as they are helping us open our hearts even more at the same time while we might be going through losses and heartaches and grief that causes us to kind of shrink or contract might be a better word. So it's a constant, it takes a village to help us all. So I'm so happy that you've come to join in this collective energy that we create and that then ripples out into the world, and all animals feel it. Anybody you run into today will feel your energy has shifted. It's an absolutely beautiful expansion going out. So you actually take this energy with you when you go. And today, we talk about grief and sadness a lot, and all of us have had losses and impacted by it. And I know for me, I had early losses in my life, and I came in and hit the ground running, so to speak. So it dawned on me that the loss couldn't just be about the event. There had to be something more. There had to be a bigger meaning in our lives. And that's what I always like to help people find. And it's sort of like the treasure hunt, the soul treasure hunt to find the gifts in the grief. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And as you come into the room, make sure you say hello. Hello, Paul. And Chaplix, I don't know that I have that name. Yes, my soul dog. Orvis, yes, is your soul dog. Orvis brought me here 100%. Yes, absolutely. And, whether you are in fresh grief, whether you have there's also an acute grief, whether you've kind of moved past that and you've integrated the grief, all of you are welcome. And so I wanted to read something to you that's going to sound off topic, but you just got to know me. There's always a connection. And this particular reading is from the book Big Magic, it's written by Elizabeth Gilbert, and she was the Eat, Pray, Love. And so that's the connection. Some of you might recognize that. But she talks about creative living and treasures. And I literally was told, get this book and read it to you. So it's like the library sitting time for a minute. So just settle in, won't take long, but I want you to just listen with your intuitive ear. And that's a kind of a broader, softening, it's a wider view kind of feel. So this particular chapter is called Creative Living Defined. So this, I believe, is a central question upon which all creative living hinges. Do you have the courage to bring forth the treasures that are hidden within you? Look, I don't know what's hidden within you. I have no way of knowing such a thing. You yourself may barely know, although I suspect you've caught glimpses. I don't know your capacities, your aspirations, your longings, your secret talents. I say this with all confidence because I happen to believe that we are all walking repositories of buried treasure. I believe that this is one of the oldest and most generous tricks the universe plays on human beings, both for its own amusement and for ours. The universe buries strange jewels deep within us all, and then stands back to see if we can find them. The hunt to uncover those jewels, that's creative living. The courage to go on that hunt in the first place, that's what separates a mundane existence from a more enchanted one. The often surprising results of that hunt, that's what I call big magic. Now, I love that particular part of her book because it speaks to the pieces of us that we may have overlooked, that we haven't even discovered yet. And, oddly enough, grief and pet loss in particular, it actually fuels us in a way that opens us up that we probably never would have either at any time. And it causes us to kind of go on a treasure hunt because we want to know what remains and what matters most. So if you were listening to that as I was reading, I'm curious as to what, if anything, popped out that you paid attention to, any words, anything that was intuitively highlighted. And whatever that was, that is your guidance, that you're meant to look at that a little bit more. You're being invited in. And with all the losses that we may have experienced, again, I read this a long time ago. I'm sure that, what is it, Conversations with God, the very first book, in every gift there is a circumstance. And I remember that really caught my eye. Or in every circumstance there is a gift. It caused me to think about it in a way I had not before. So that's what I want us to talk about today. How in the world can there be gifts and blessings and tremendous spiritual and emotional growth in loss? And so if I gave you a prompt to ask you what grief feels like, if I said to you, grief feels like, and you fill in the blank, how would you describe it? Every one of us has felt it. So how would you describe your own kind of grief that you've gone through? Because whatever words you put to it helps everybody here, and we all benefit. And ask your animal to help you find the words, to help you come up with what your feelings are and how that has shaped you. The grief will break us open for sure, but it also sends you searching for the truth of what that relationship really, really meant. A shattered heart. In pieces, maybe. That's a really good image because we do feel like our heart is broken open in many, many pieces, almost like a puzzle that's, on the floor and we don't know how to put it back together. Broken heart, Marge says it feels overwhelming. Is that a heaviness? Overwhelming. Heaviness, a constrictedness, a tightness. You feel a tightness in your chest? And Carol, grief feels like a pathway. Yes, it is. I agree. It can also make us feel like we're in the biggest hole ever and we're stuck. And gratitude fills in the cracks. Yes, absolutely. A void, a deep scar on the heart. I really like that too. Who is it that said, hang on, let me think about it a minute. Laura Day, that we all, and she's an intuitive, we all have scars, but it's really, the gift in the scar is, how do we make those scars work for us, right? How do we take them forward in the world that makes a difference? Pumpkin pie forever. I love that. I feel like I'm a ghost now. That's what I talked about in a video or two about our soul shock. Like we're ghosts in our own lives. We're looking and everything looks normal. Everything's operating as it usually has, but then there's a part of us not in there. Like we're in a movie and we're watching our own lives, but not participating. It's really a surreal situation. Thank you for sharing that. Um, Unbearable at times, but then also a sacred passing through. You're holding, and somebody remind me, I've got a really quick exercise to do with you later about, I had a client say that she had this huge hole in her heart, that unbearable feeling. And she also then followed it. She said, but I can also feel my whole heart, WHOLE. And so the unbearable and the sacred passing, you're holding both realities at the same time, which is what we're meant to do. Grief can pretty much knock anything out of the room. That's the loudest voice in the room, and that's all we can think about. We, 24/7, it's like the program running in the background. So what we want to do today is let's go on that hunt. Let's look for the gifts. And this is not only something, although it's big with pet loss, this is something you can use in your life. Get curious, like, wait a minute, this really impacted me in a big way. Wonder what this is trying to teach me. Wonder what my soul is trying to learn. Wonder what my pet wants me to know about this. A deep ache. Yes. The heart really hurts, right? Doesn't it? Like, it's true heart hurt. That ache that you can't really take anything for to make it go away. And it just has to, sometimes it sets up resonance, I think, in us. And that's where I feel like we could use like a little redirecting. And, loss is a redirection of our lives. Gina says, a wall of density sometimes that I can't get over or go around, heaviness and sorrow. And we are where we are, right? And it's important that we honor that emotional space we're in, because when we try to jump over it, when we try to distract ourselves from it, it's still there. And it doesn't mean we have to, keep it in focus all the time, but sometimes it just gets hold of us and we can't help it. And a wall of density is a good way. You can't get over it and you can't go around it. And you probably can't go through it. But we can journey through it. So that's really well written. Thank you for that share. But loss gives us a chance, honestly, to refocus on what matters most. It truly does, on what still lives within us. So I'm curious, what has your pet, has your animal, has your beloved companion shared with you? If you had one word or two that lives within you, in your inner world, and sustains you, even if you're in grief, even if you feel like you're a ghost, what is actually sustaining you? I read on a comment on YouTube that somebody said, I can't go on. And I thought about that, how we tell ourselves that. And that's true. We feel like we can't go on. And the reality is, well, we're right here right now, right? And we're somehow going on. But I think that viewer meant, I'm just emotionally broken and I'm having trouble moving forward. I don't know how to, but our bodies keep clicking on. So unconditional love, that sustains you. That love never ends, which is so true. And I know we say that, but it's the truth. It is absolutely the truth. You can't break it. You can't break that connection. I love that. Worthiness and magic. So if memory serves me, didn't you earlier in another live stream, I don't know where I read it, where you were saying we have to feel worthy of healing and moving forward. So if you'll have to comment, let me know. I'm pretty sure that was you saying that the worthiness to allow ourselves to let go and move on. Continuation, connection, love. Connection's huge. That's the key thing, what we're all going through. right now, especially we're craving connection. Love, 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 unconditional love. How many of you take that love out into the world? How many of you are practicers of the unconditional love, or do you find it difficult when you're out and about in normal life? I thought that was you. Yes, so I'm taking it that you've moved some energy. It's funny because grief is a journey, and we think we're going to be stuck in this one place forever. And then something, it's kind of a release or lets go of us, releases from us, worthy of healing and self-forgiveness. I love that. So when you stop trying to move on from grief, to look within, it begins literally to reveal hidden gifts, ones that you might not have ever thought about, memories, messages, things you didn't even know were possible. And Pontifice says, I've taken forgiveness out into the world. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love that. And the world certainly, certainly needs the forgiveness. And if we can forgive ourselves for whatever we've judged ourselves about, then we can offer that gift out in the world. It's so beautiful. What a beautiful journey, from loss. And that's part of the treasure hunt. And Cindy, it's good to see you. The belief that someday we will be together again on the other side helps me continue, helps you sustain going forward. It's important for us, as if all of you just throw it in there, because it's really important for us to name it. It's very important for us to call forward those treasures and really honor what that relationship was about. And Karen says, hi, Tami, so thankful for you. Just what I was needing today. I needed this too, so it works both ways. Missing my Bentley so much. Knowing he is right here with me helps so much. They are all with us. They were like, okay, we got to get these people together. We've got to get them, raise their energy so they can go out in the world. It's wonderful. I'm so glad you're here. Carol says, gifts were hidden. Just like with Elizabeth Gilbert, with the gifts within us. And she's talking about our gifts and our talents and our beautiful parts of ourselves that allows the loss, believe it or not, and the grief actually allows for us to find the gifts in ourselves. And we just have to search within, not search without. And that's what all this is about. The treasures are already quietly waiting in your heart. So, Pondifi says, thank you, Tami. That's exactly it. If I can forgive myself for not being able to protect her and save her, I can forgive others for not being able to protect me. That's beautiful. And, this is probably why this dropped in this morning, that you were going to say this. I remember after quite a few losses in my family and me feeling like, how did I end up? And they kind of self-destructed. And I closed my eyes a minute, and all of a sudden I had this huge spiritual being show up right in front of me in my inner world, in my mind's eye, and said, Tami, if you were meant to have saved them, you would have. And I remember really hearing that for the first time, because I had blamed myself. I couldn't protect, I couldn't save my family, I couldn't save whatever I had a lot of those going on. And it was so clear. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, you're right. It's not that I didn't want to. It's I wasn't put in the place where I could, or something blocked it. And I can promise you that what you have judged yourself for, that sounds like you've moved through, that you've actually understood that we aren't in control of everything, and we aren't in control of another soul's path. We think we are, but we are so not. So thank you for that. Now that helped me tie together why that dropped in this morning. Mark says, what you said really helped me. It's a lived experience, right? And so any little ahas I get, I am certainly going to pass on to you all. Oh, you're going to make me cry. So this is the Kleenex edition, but I didn't bring Kleenex for, so you're so welcome. This is so deep. It is. And I knew today when we got together, it was going to be like, let's do this. My lightheartedness humor helps balance the heavy-heartedness of grief. And Janet, your humor is, I love it because, and humor in general, it kind of spreads out. Like if you got a dandelion, when we were kids and we blew, it's like, it goes out and it helps everybody else. So that joy that you resource and use, then you share with others. Absolutely beautiful. And those are the gifts that we have to keep pulling from. And Paul says, I believe in the Rainbow Bridge helping me a lot with the animal, mine and all. The Rainbow Bridge is such a frequency. It is completely a very high frequency portal. And it is where it's a bridge, literally. It like a bridge between dimensions. There's a lot of healing that happens on that bridge. And there's a lot of souls that pass like high-fiving each other, form going into spirit. And that's what we usually think of as the Rainbow Bridge. And spirit coming back into form. So it's like a two-way highway. Like it's going back and forth. Very high frequency. And right now with, where we are in the year and as we round out and heading into the new year, it's busy. Energetically, we are doing a tremendous amount of work with the animals on an inner level. So thank you for bringing that up. So I sort of want to take you on the treasure hunt if you're up for it. And I've got a few slides to share just to point out what the treasures might be that you hadn't thought of. So you may want to get, if you hadn't already, scurry to get your journal and pen and paper. And if not, this will be on replay, or you can just be present and experience. So grief is love with nowhere to land. The bond doesn't end. It changes form. When love can't move, it hurts. Love is meant to be shared. And when we don't share it, when it kind of like holds up inside of ourselves, it is so painful. The love is an energy. Love is a moving forward. So we go to the next slide. And I just want you to sit with this just a second. Grief is not an obstacle. It is not. Grief is a huge doorway, a huge portal. And inside of the grief, those are where the hidden treasures are. My mentor, Sharon, always used to tell me that the loveliest flowers grow in the compost. And so when we're in this part where we're seeking answers, where we want to understand, just remember whether your mind will accept it or not, just know that there are treasures. And if you ask, you will be shown. If you're willing to see what else is there, I promise you, no exception, you will be shown. Your animal will show you, and you'll open up like a bucket full. And the bridge is just in front of us, not far away, just in another dimension. They're close by and watching us. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's so many ways that we can connect with them. And so, I'm thinking today as we go through some of these, we're going to hit on some of these pieces that, you can use to connect with your pet. So let's go to treasure number 1. Oh, wait a minute. Let me tell you how it works first, in case you think you're in school. So there are no right answers. If one question, you don't have to answer all of them. This is just really reflection for you. And watching yourself to follow like the warmth you feel, the softness you might feel, the curiosity. I'm a big one for curiosity. Rather than having an I know mind, I always like to say, I'm willing to see whatever wants to be shown to me. I'm willing to see the truth. And that's a powerful prayer. Take what resonates and leave the rest. So let's jump in this together. So treasure number 1 in loss, hidden self-knowledge. And Pandapis, I think you have stumbled onto this with the forgiveness and the self-forgiveness. Number 1, and tell me as I go through this, not to keep interrupting you, sorry, put in the comments which one of those questions really stands out to you. Number 1, what did my animal bring out in me that no one else did? These are deep questions, but we're a deep group. Number 2, who was I allowed to be with them? And number 3, what part of me felt safest or most alive? Do any of those resonate with you? What part of you came out with your animal? Or if they're still here, what do they bring forward in you that nobody else has been able to reach? In other words, who are you with them? Who were you with them? And what part of you felt safest or most alive? And let me know. These are also really good journal prompts. If you want to just do some journaling on those, very, very powerful. Orvis helped me to know I'm worthy of being loved just as I am, unconditional love. And is that something you're taking with you? Like you know it 100%, you've gotten the lesson, and now you can carry it forward? Because that's really, we don't want to like discard the gifts that they shared with us. Carol and Paul say, number 1, what did my animal bring out the most that no one else did? Can you name it? The number 1? What was that quality? Was it trust? Was it joy that you wouldn't have felt otherwise? What did they bring out in you? Because that wording on that question is specific, because that means that you didn't get it from the outside. It was already within you. Susie said, unconditional love, and even with my struggles. It's not an either or, right, Susie? It's an and. That's that hole in the heart and a whole heart, because we hold both at this time. Yes, it's helping me every day. Oh, kind of piece, sublime love. It's beautiful. It's like what word am I? It's a soft. It's got a sublime, has an energy to it. Carol says he brought out the best in me. What was that best? I love that. Can you take that a step further? What was the best in you? Because that's part of what we're doing on this treasure hunt. Is we say these things, but then you're invited to go a little deeper. Just follow it. It truly is like a Hansel and Gretel dropping of the crumbs. Empathy. And are you carrying that out in the world? Playful joy with innocence. I love that. We need more joy. We definitely need more joy. So let's crank the volume up on that one a little bit. Love beyond words. Yes, because really love is a frequency, and we put words to it, but it often doesn't capture exactly how we feel. Paul says the love they give us to us all. Love spreads. It goes viral if you let it. Angie says vulnerability is what popped in my head when you asked that. Oh, I love that. My authenticity, that trust and love. So Angie, did you feel you felt safe enough to be vulnerable? And authenticity means you're being completely aligned with who you are, and you felt whole. I love that. So just keep following it. Holly says, Doodle brought out my soft, caring, nurturing, loving side. Beautiful. And are you carrying that out into the world? Because we can't leave these behind, especially as we're going into a new year. That's why we're kind of collecting them right now so that we can all share in these gifts and these treasures with you. So, and let's see, I love what you're saying. My way of thinking. Yes. He helped me. I'm reading another one. He helped me connect with others when I normally wouldn't have. They're little networkers, right? They get us out when we wouldn't normally, and they get us together like now. However, you found here, it's the animal network. I'm an introvert and sometimes doubted my ability to connect with others. Oh, I love that. And correct me if I'm wrong, it was Orvis, right? Allowed you to find that part in yourself that was already there. They're activators. Marge says, Isla filled the void I had inside after Sky died unexpectedly. I knew Sky sent her to help my grief, which I have never gotten over. Well, we don't have to get over it, but perhaps over time it softens a little bit and it changes form, just like, our bodies change form when going into spirit. So yes. So question for you, if your pet could bring forward one memory right now, one that still carries warmth, what would it be? One memory. It may take you a second. Don't travel up in your head. Just go to a quick memory. And the reason why I ask you about the memory is because memories aren't meant to trap us in the past. They're bridges. They're actually segues to spirit. And when you drop into a wonderful memory, then you've actually connected with spirit. Pumpkin Pie Forever says, Nate always let me love him and let me delight in him. Beautiful. He never turned it away. I could wake him up and he would purr when I would tell him I loved him. He made me feel free to share my love. That is so beautiful. And that purr is like that high frequency holder. Hang on. I've got to help her. Marge says, the way Isla delighted over rolling around in the dirt. That is so funny. I love the funny memories. I love those because those raise our vibration immediately and allow us to connect in spirit. But we haven't been taught that. And so good to see you cuddling in bed. Oh, cuddles are the best, right? They are the best, especially like for now, she's decided to help us and she's just sitting here deciding, I guess she's going to put herself down for a nap. So she's joined us all, and often when your pet passes, the first thing they remind you of is who you were when love felt effortless. Oh, I'm honored to help you. You're helping me too. I love this community too. It's really, really, the animals have done a good job in like getting us together and sharing this time. Buffy loves sniffing her dad's toes on the rare occasions he was barefoot. That is too funny. That is such a funny memory. The more memories you can indulge in, whether you look at a photo, and what we're doing right now is we're actually activating the energy that you're going to actually have more memories drop in as you go through your day. It's going to be time release. Lying in the grass with him, enjoying the sun. We did this daily. Do you still do it, even though he's not there? Do you still honor that experience? Might be a little cold for wherever you are, but still. So treasure number 2. Guided by the unseen. And we tapped into that a little bit right now about all of us kind of being guided here. What was happening in your life when your animal arrived? What was happening in your life when you found out about this live stream? Everything's always connected. Always. We're always being guided. What support did they quietly deliver when they were with you? or now. We often don't realize the gifts until after they're gone. And it's important to realize it while they're here. 3, what might they have been sent to help me survive or soften? So pick one. Let me know which one pops out to you. And just let me know what that is. What's happening in your life? You might have said, I was in transition. I'd lost a job. Yes, abusive relationship. They often come into, very often, on the, at that transition point to help get us moving forward in our life out of a situation. Upon peace, what love really is. Yes, a breakup and ill health. A sucky job. Oh, it's so good to see you. This is full circle, Tami, as you brought my Stormy to me 13 years ago. Oh, I'm so sorry she passed away suddenly. I am so sorry. You brought me my best friend, and you felt strongly she was the one for me, and you were so right. Oh, that is so painful, and I have always loved seeing your photos. Stormy came from, I still have mom, and I still have Ivy's mom, and then Patty is her daughter, and those two still hang together. So thank you for sharing that. That was really, really special. I just moved to North Carolina and went through a huge life change. Those little beings, that came over the years, they absolutely knew they had their own soul purpose. All animals do, and they are put into the right place at the right time. So just always know that. Thank you for sharing. I'm so glad we found each other. A walk in the park every day, loss of a job and disability. Yes, walking in the park. And I was sent to Isla to bring her home, learn to live, play, and love. She was a puppy mill breeder, lived in a cage, didn't even know how to play when I got her. These gifts are shared, so it's reciprocal. And I was talking to a client the other day, and at the end of it, she said, I didn't know that we gave, I think it was, can't remember the name, I want to say Ginger. We gave Ginger anything. She gave us so much. So just know that you gave your beloved lots of gifts. And now's the time to really start looking at those. Grief lives in the body, but I'm telling you, so does healing. So does healing. And animals teach us that peace doesn't arrive all at one time, but they always come forward and help us gently guide to wherever. And Deanna said, just moved from the city into the woods. Dewey brought me security and strength. So those are the things we want to anchor in and take those with us going forward. And as your animals are pinging you with these memories and sharing it, that way everybody gets to, oh, I didn't realize that strength part. Or if we see, the laughter, oh, I forgot about the laughter. So thank you for sharing. It's huge help for us all. Yes, thank you. When my dad died, I wanted a dog to help me with my grief. I know my dad sent him to me. He helped me so much, and now he's helping me from the other side with my mom's recent passing. Yes, it's a soul group. And that connection and that teamwork never, ever goes away. It can't. There's nowhere it can go, and they're always with us. Thank you for sharing. So, treasure number 3. Energetic recalibration. So, how did my body feel when my animal is near? These are like subtle things that we may not even pay attention to. What softened or steadied in me? Where did I feel more regulated and calm? Which stands out? The purring of a cat, for instance, is a very, very high frequency, and it literally heals. And we can just be in a room with a cat purring, and we get an energetic recalibration, energetic makeover. take a look at what softened in you when you were with your pet. And the reason I'm asking you these things is because you can revisit these anytime, because they're yours to keep. How your body felt, what softened or steadied, you can access that same feeling, and that also connects you to them in spirit. So you have everything you need to activate that. My body felt happy. Where did I feel more regulated? Yeah, my body felt happy. Then we need to do the things that help us continue to feel that remind us of that energy, that vibration. Oh, sleeping at night, Paul says, in the bedroom, or sleeping at night in the bedroom every night. Yes. Channel that back in. You know what that feels like. This is where you can actually, it's a connecting to spirit. So that's why I'm wanting you to let's go take a look. Let's pull him back out. And Susie says, feeling wanted when he sits on my lap and his purr calms my anxiety. Again, really high frequency and healing energy. A dog's tail wagging is a really, really high energy. Oh, I felt complete, like my soul was complete and connected to absolute joy and love. Again, can you drop into that space where that lives? And can you touch that again in yourself? Because I promise you, even in grief, that's still in there too. We just aren't used to looking for it. Oh, yes, feeling wanted. So we're all resonating. So, what would you say? Let's move to treasure number 3. I've got a few more to share with you. Soul level lessons. I'm always big on this because there's got to be a bigger picture going on than just what's right in front of us. What pattern or fear softened because of my animal? How did my capacity for love expand? And what did loving them teach me about presence or devotion? These are things that we can't get from books. We can't go to school and find them. We can't actually buy them. They're given to us free of charge, and they're powerhouse lessons or powerhouse gifts. And that's why it's important to really thank you so much for teaching me whatever it was. So was there a pattern that you had or a fear that softened, where maybe you didn't trust and all of a sudden you sort of feel like you could trust? Do you feel like your animal it increased your capacity to love? And did that include people and other animals? What did you do with that? And what about the presence? We talk about being present, and that's, we think about it, and it's like, how do you do that? Because we're always running around, and especially this time of year, we just like now, we're taking time for presence together. Can you feel that vibration with us? Yes. Put your phone down and live in the present moment. Yes. Just putting ourselves in time out to stop for a minute to be with our animal is huge. It's like the biggest frequency activator there can be. And they are so, they're masters, as you know, at living in the present moment. It's huge. And the question is, can you still do that now? And I just heard many practices to do that. So not necessarily many, but many, M-I-N-I, like the small little things. Take a look at the photo and let yourself be in the present moment. Say their name. That's always a really good, like a direct dial to spirit. Sit down and just touch into your heart. Sometimes I would throw my arms up in the air in a high pitch would squeal, "I love you, baby." And then he would let out a meow, meow in response and would start purring. I just literally felt that as I was reading it. I'm sure everybody else did. Thank you for sharing that. That's an energy shifter if there ever was one. Susie said, my cat taught me to trust, mostly with animals, as a step to trust people. I get it. And the animals they're helping us with so much. They're helping us with the unconditional love and the trust part, right? And even trusting ourselves. So as he helped me with my grief journey, I learned not to be afraid. I was so worried about losing him and my mom, but I knew they would both remain with me, just in a different way. Yes, it's that form changes, and we have to, I say we have to learn a different language, but we really don't. We have the language. We just forget we have it because we were used to them, leaning on them to activate it. But we actually have the capacity and all the software. You have all the software. You got your heart, you got the software that you can connect with them. And even now, as you're bringing them up, they're here. So treasure number 5. Intuitive awakening. When did I feel guided with my animal, even without understanding how? Because they're training us on intuition. They're training us to read energy. When did connection happen without effort? And what part of me is listening in moments of intuition? Are you listening now? And Paul, you can take this with you going forward and share it with everybody. I hope you have a great day too. Come back soon. So, what part of you is listening right now? I'm curious. Because your animals are here and they've activated this frequency. Is it your heart listening? Is it your mind? Is your hand listening? Is your foot? What's listening? And what kind of listening is it? And if you put yourself back with your animal, how do you listen? It's just important to know that is always within you, and they helped us awaken that. And how did that connection happen without effort? Like, did you just see them and you had that knowing you were connected? And where'd that knowing come from? And we talked about your animal guiding you here, even if you didn't know why you were coming here. It's always a discovery path. So Angie and I, Gina says, used to sing karaoke together to her fave song. Is it Shambhala? Yeah, by Three Dog Night. And we would howl woo woo during choruses very loudly. Such fun. Oh, you should totally do that. You should, I hope you do still do that, because you talk about a megaphone for spirit. Oh my God, you'll have a party of souls with you. That's great. And Carol says, in quiet times. Yes. They're so accessible. Even if they pass, they are so accessible. We just have to have that kind of understanding of, oh, that's how you do it? That's pretty simple. Didn't learn that in school. I already have it in me. Okay, I'll try it. Marge says, yes, and knowing, almost a warm feeling. Good, let's put language to it, because that's anchoring that in for us. So treasure number 6. Sacred presence. What becomes more tender when I slow down? And we've talked about this just a little bit. What did my animal show me about presence that I didn't know? And as Carol said, in quiet times, what kind of love still meets me in stillness? Can you feel a sacred presence right now? And how do you access that? How do you access sacred presence, especially if they're not here? How do we find our way back to that they evoked in us? What in you becomes more tender when you take the time to slow down? And do you like that part of yourself? Let me know. Which one of these stood out to you? Susie says, I don't know. You know what we're doing, and the reason for these questions is these are activator questions. There's no way to have a right answer or to know. They literally are, as I mentioned earlier, time release reflective questions that have an energy to them that will continue to move through you even after our time today has ended technically. But you have to know we're always connected. And so we're always doing like energy work on this deeper level. Gina says, thank you, Tami. And all, I've gotten away from joyful singing as I declutter, pack to leave my 40-year marriage. Is it Sunny? Knows I'm still here and coming back to sing. You sing your way through your transition, and oh my gosh, that will carry you forward. And there's a reason it came up today, and it's a reason we all got to feel that joy, because we probably, all need to be singing a little bit more, right? And Mary says, I see her everywhere and feel she is trying to find me. She showed me all my feelings are valid and it was okay to be myself. What a great gift. It'd be a great time of year to be writing her a thank you note. Oh my gosh. And just letting all of that gratitude come forward, and like noting all those beautiful, beautiful gifts. Like, if you hadn't been in my life, I wouldn't have known this. You were such a master teacher. Thank you for that. Absolutely. It would be great to do that. So, treasure number 7. Transformational endings. And Gina, you are in a transformational ending. What depth awakened after their passing? Who am I becoming because I love them? What strengths did grief carve that love now feels? Which one jumps out to you? Because really the animals are here to help us with depth and help us to not be surface swimmers. Dewey asked why I'm trying to feel him with me as he has never left me, always here, all tears. It's the truth. We are the ones that leave the room with grief and we think they're gone and we convince ourselves of it. And they're like sending us signs. They're right in front of us and we just totally miss it. So I love that you got course corrected, because your heart knows that's true. And you know what? When you do have that kind of communication, you're going to feel in your heart if that's true or not. You're going to feel an authentic drop in that will feel in alignment. So thank you for sharing that. And Marge says, my purpose in her life was to show her all the love she could have. Can we ever run out of love? Truly, can we ever run out of it? We can get down, right? But do we run out of it? Or is love like a renewable resource? And that animals kind of help us keep reminding us of that, right? They keep, you can't go off on the deep end here. We're going to pull you back over. So they're always trying to pull us back up, open our hearts up, make us laugh. So yes. And treasure number 8. More treasures you may be taking with you. Self-knowledge you hadn't claimed before, a felt sense of intuition or inner knowing, emotional resilience you didn't know you had, a deeper capacity to love without attachment, a new relationship with your animal and spirit. These are things to take away with you, right? Trust in your own healing rhythm. Let's add some more. What about trust in your unworthiness? I learned to live like a dog and be present in every moment. Be there to bring joy to people just as he did. And that's it's such a valuable gift going forward. It's like a spirit gram that we can take with us and smile at somebody and, laugh and uplift somebody just like they uplifted us, just like they're doing right now with all of us. And Jennifer, good to see you. Glad I caught part of this show. Yes. Um, Glad you're here. Susie, left with a message to not cry and no wasabi never left me. Ever, ever. That's just something we tell ourselves. But I'm here to tell you they are always here, and they're always, all you have to do is drop into your heart space. In fact, let's do this right now, real quick, together. So we talked about the hole in the heart, right? The HOLE and then the WHOLE. And we often say there's a hole in our heart. That's not just a metaphor, right? It's a felt experience because the heart can feel hollow, like a part of it's just gone. And so there can be an ache, a heaviness, one of that quiet kind of emptiness. And it's like love left the room, it's never coming back. So let's do this. That hole exists because there was a meaningful part in you and in your life because of them. So I want you to drop into your heart. Just close your eyes for a minute. I want you to just drop in and see if the hole's there. See if you can feel it. Don't try to run it off. What does it feel like? Is it heavy? Is it painful? Does it have words like, I miss you? I'm so sad without you? Just feel what that is and let it just be there. And then let's inch over just a minute, just a tiny bit, slight movement within. Tell me if you feel anything else. Is there still any wholeness that they brought to you that hasn't left you? And what does that feel like? Is the love still there? Surely if the love's still there, there's a whole part of you that you can access. What else might be there existing in the same space that you might have forgotten is there? And if you feel it, let me know what that is. When we name it, we bring it into the present moment. Winter berry time, no hole, just split in half. And those two halves will join. And that's why, it's important to kind of like hold both, honor the HOLE and the part that, hey, wait a minute, I still have memories. I still have gratitude. Thank you so much for, because that wholeness is there. So what would that be? On the HOLE side, I'm seeing empty, smaller, a lot of empties, like a huge void. Smaller as I heal. I love that you're so poetic. All of you really express well. Waiting for me to fill it. Well, like I said, shift over a little bit and what is still there? Do any of you have gratitude still? Any of you have memories that come up that are still there? What is still there in that space that will sustain you going forward in your whole heart? The love is still there, and that's what we want to integrate. The fullness of our loving relationship and bond. Beautiful. Her song. Songs have come up today a lot. Pretty sure we need to have like group song or something. Even with the emptiness that I feel every day, I also feel a piece of his heart that is now a part of mine. Beautiful. And it is pure love and hope. Oh my goodness, you all, you got this. You've got this. Start collecting the treasures. Don't ever leave them behind or put them down. Now that you know how to find them, this is an ongoing practice. And this goes for any relationship you've had, human or animal, any situation in life that is feeling really dark and that you have no way out of it. The slight frequency shift is, all right, this still is here, but what else is here? And then go get that and collect it. Thank you all for being here today. This has been so much fun, and I've enjoyed you more than you ever know. I forget always to tell you, I have a free event on the 19th. There's a QR code. We're going to talk some animal communication and, just some things to try to bring communion into the space. And you have to register to get a ticket, but it is free. It's at 7 o'clock on Eastern Time, the 19th. Would love, love, love to see you there. And hope to see you next time I'm here. Thank you all. Have a great week.